Hello, my friends, and welcome back to The Gentle Voice. Today, we're talking about something that might be affecting you more than you realize. Something that's become so normalized in our culture that we barely question it anymore. It's the pressure to be constantly productive, to hustle, to go harder, do more, wake up earlier, stay up later, and fill every minute of your day with some form of measurable achievement. This episode is about hustle culture, the glorification of overworking, and how it quietly erodes our mental, emotional, and even physical well-being. Whether you're a student, a professional, a parent, or someone trying to build a dream, you've likely felt this pressure more than once. Maybe you've even praised yourself for how exhausted you are. I know I have. And today, I want to offer something a little bit more gentler, something that is backed by real research and grounded in mental wellness. I want to talk about what hustle culture costs us and how to protect ourselves from it. So stay tuned to the end so I can share with you professional advice on how to heal from this hustle culture. Now let's begin with what hustle culture actually is. At its core, hustle culture is the idea that we should always be working, that rest equals laziness, that success only comes to those who sacrifice everything else in pursuit of that thing. It's not just a mindset, it's a complete lifestyle that's been reinforced by social media, business gurus, influencers, and even schools and workplaces. The underlying message is this: if you're not exhausted, you're not trying hard enough. Or if you're not exhausted, you're lazy. But here's the truth. Psychologists and medical researchers now agree that this mentality is actually harmful and often unsustainable. According to the World Health Organization, working more than 55 hours per week increases the risk of stroke and heart disease significantly. In fact, in a joint study with the International Labour Organization, the WHO, known as WHO, found that in 2016 alone, 745,000 people died as a result of working excessive hours. That's not just a statistic, that's definitely a wake-up call. So, beyond physical health, the psychological toll of hustle culture is just as devastating. Dr. Aisha Ahmed, a professor of political science and a global mental health advocate, explains that the constant need to perform can lead to chronic stress, identity loss, and burnout. Burnout isn't just feeling tired. The World Health Organization officially classifies it as a workplace syndrome, characterized by emotional exhaustion, reduced performance, and feelings of cynicism. Once you're in it, it's not something that can be solved with just a vacation or a nap. It requires serious emotional repair. And yet we often wear burnout like a badge of honor nowadays. We brag about how busy we are. We apologize for taking breaks. We feel guilty for resting, even when our body says we need it the most. This mindset, according to psychologist Dr. Devon Price, is rooted in internalized capitalism. In other words, the belief that our value as human beings is tied directly to our productivity. In his book, Laziness Does Not Exist, Dr. Price argues that many people are exhausted not because they're lazy, but because they're overwhelmed, overworked, and undersupported. Now, this resonates with me deeply. For years, I believed that my worth was proven by my effort. If I wasn't busy, I felt like I was falling behind. I praised myself for pushing through exhaustion, but I didn't praise myself for listening to my body, or for saying no, or for pausing just to breathe. It wasn't until I hit a wall, mentally, emotionally, and physically, that I realized something had to change. And now this is recent. So, why do we get trapped in hustle culture so easily? Part of the answer lies in how we're socialized. Many of us are raised to believe that hard work is the highest virtue, that success must be earned only through sacrifice, And while perseverance is definitely valuable, when it's taken to extremes, it becomes self-destructive and toxic. Social media intensifies this even more, showing us curated snapshots of people who seem to be succeeding faster than we are, or who seem to be working harder than we are, or who seem to be living more exciting lives. It feeds a constant toxic loop of comparison and inadequacy. But the good news is that psychologists and mental health professionals are now speaking out against hustle culture and actually offering healthier alternatives. Dr. Amelia Nagoski, author of Burnout, The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle, explains that the key to avoiding burnout isn't just reducing workload. It's learning how to complete the stress cycle. So when we face constant pressure without opportunities to release stress through rest, connection, or movement, it builds up in our bodies and manifests in many ways. It can manifest as anxiety, irritability, or even illness. She encourages practices like physical activity, creative expression, deep breathing, laughter, and meaningful social connection as ways to help our bodies process stress fully. Therapist Nedra Tawwab emphasizes the importance of boundaries. In her book, Set Boundaries, Find Peace, she explains that saying yes to everything is a fast track to resentment, exhaustion, and burnout. She reminds us that boundaries are not about pushing people away. They're about honoring your needs. That means saying no when something doesn't align with your capacity. It means allowing yourself to rest without guilt. And it means respecting your limits and expecting others to respect them as well. Psychologist Dr. Laurie Santos, who teaches the most popular class on happiness at Yale University, points to research that shows sustainable happiness does not come from achievement alone, but from connection, purpose, gratitude, and rest. In fact, studies show that people who prioritize time over money tend to be happier and more emotionally balanced. That means we're not falling behind when we slow down. We're moving towards something more meaningful. So, what can we do to begin healing from this hustle culture? First, we need to become aware of the messages we've internalized. Do you feel guilty when you rest? Do you equate productivity with self-worth? Start by simply noticing when those thoughts arise and gently questioning them. Who told you that your value depends on how much you do? What if that's not true? Second, I want you to redefine what success looks like to you, not according to social media, not according to hustle culture, not according to your parents, you. What does a meaningful, fulfilling, emotionally healthy life look like for you? And how does that include time for joy, time for family, and time for yourself? Third, I want you to create boundaries and rhythms that honor your humanity. Schedule rest the way you'd schedule work. Don't wait until you've burnt out to give yourself permission to pause. You don't have to earn your rest. You are allowed to rest simply because you're alive and you're human. And finally, surround yourself with voices that remind you of these truths. Follow therapists, coaches, and creators who model rest, balance, and emotional well-being, and unfollow accounts that shame you for not doing enough. Listen to podcasts like this one that speaks to your soul, not just your to-do list. I want you to know that you're not a machine. You're not your productivity. And you're not a failure because you need rest. You are a person, and people need space to breathe, to feel, and to just be. Thank you for being here today. If this message resonated with you, please like and share it. You never know who is quietly burning out right now, waiting for permission to rest. Let's give them that permission together by sharing this episode. Until next time, be kind to yourself. Your worth is not measured by your output, and you are enough right now exactly as you are. This is The Gentle Voice. Have a great day.